Julia, a compassionate and skilled nurse, had just moved to a new city to start her job at a prestigious clinic. Known for her dedication to patient care and her belief in treating everyone with dignity, Julia was excited to bring her skills to a place that promised advanced medical practices and a supportive environment. From her first day, Julia noticed that the clinic's atmosphere was different from what she had expected. The staff seemed focused on efficiency and prestige, often overlooking the more personal aspects of patient care. Julia's approach, which emphasized empathy and kindness, was met with skepticism and, at times, outright mockery by her colleagues. One cold evening, as Julia was leaving the clinic, she noticed a homeless woman, Sarah, huddled in a corner near the entrance. Sarah looked frail and ill, and Julia's heart went out to her. Ignoring the judgmental looks from her colleagues, Julia approached Sarah, offering her some food and warm tea from her thermos. Sarah was hesitant at first, but eventually accepted Julia's kindness. They talked for a while, and Julia learned that Sarah had been on the streets for years, struggling with various health issues. Julia promised to help her and invited her to the clinic for a checkup the next day. The next morning, Julia arrived at the clinic early, ensuring she had time to prepare for Sarah's visit. She set up a private examination room and gathered the necessary medical supplies. Julia knew that helping Sarah would not only address her immediate health concerns, but also provide her with the dignity and respect she deserved. As Sarah walked into the clinic, she was visibly nervous. Julia greeted her warmly, guiding her to the examination room. "You're safe here, Sarah. Let's get you checked out and see what we can do to help," she reassured her. While Julia examined Sarah, her colleagues began to notice the unusual visitor. Whispers and snide comments filled the air as they observed Julia's interaction with the homeless woman. Some of them even laughed, mocking Julia for wasting her time and resources on someone they deemed unworthy. "Can you believe she's treating a homeless person?" one nurse whispered to another. "Doesn't she realize we have important patients to take care of?" Julia, overhearing the remarks, chose to ignore them, focusing entirely on Sarah's needs. She discovered that Sarah had several untreated health conditions, including a severe respiratory infection and malnutrition. Julia decided to take immediate action, prescribing medications and setting up a treatment plan to help Sarah recover. Throughout the day, Julia checked on Sarah regularly, making sure she was comfortable and had everything she needed. Despite the constant ridicule from her colleagues, Julia remained steadfast in her commitment to helping Sarah. She knew that her actions were making a difference, even if others couldn't see it. As Sarah's condition began to improve, she expressed her gratitude to Julia. "I don't know how to thank you," Sarah said, her voice filled with emotion. "No one has ever cared for me like this before." Julia smiled, her eyes shining with warmth. "You don't need to thank me, Sarah. Everyone deserves care and compassion. I'm just glad I could help." Despite the growing tension between Julia and her colleagues, her dedication to Sarah's well-being never wavered. She continued to provide the best care possible, hoping that her actions would eventually speak louder than the mocking words of others. As the days passed, Sarah's health continued to improve under Julia's care. Julia went above and beyond, providing not only medical treatment but also emotional support. She arranged for Sarah to have a temporary place to stay in a local shelter, ensuring she had a safe environment to recuperate. Meanwhile, the mocking and skepticism from Julia's colleagues intensified. They saw her efforts as a distraction from their high-profile patients, and resented the attention she gave to someone they considered unworthy of their time. One afternoon, Dr. Thompson, the head of the clinic, called Julia into his office. He was a stern man, known for his no-nonsense approach and focus on the clinic's reputation. Julia braced herself for a confrontation. "Julia, I've been hearing a lot about your extracurricular activities," Dr. Thompson began, his tone dripping with disapproval. "Why are you spending so much time on this homeless woman? We have important patients who require our attention." Julia took a deep breath, determined to stand her ground. "Dr. Thompson, Sarah is just as important as any other patient. She deserves the same level of care and respect. I believe that as healthcare providers, it's our duty to help everyone in need, regardless of their circumstances." Dr. Thompson looked at her, a mixture of frustration and contemplation in his eyes. "While I appreciate your compassion, this clinic has a reputation to uphold. We can't afford to be seen as a charity." Julia felt a surge of determination. "With all due respect, sir, I believe that showing compassion and providing care to those in need only enhances our reputation. It shows that we value human life and dignity above all else." Dr. Thompson sighed, clearly conflicted. "Fine, Julia. Continue your work with Sarah, but don't let it interfere with your other duties. And remember, our primary focus is on our high-profile patients." Julia nodded, relieved but also aware that she had to prove the value of her actions. She returned to Sarah, more determined than ever to make a difference. As she continued to care for Sarah, an unexpected event began to unfold. A local journalist, who had been doing a story on the rising homelessness crisis, heard about Julia's efforts. Intrigued, the journalist decided to visit the clinic and learn more about the nurse who was defying the odds to help a homeless woman. When the journalist arrived, Julia welcomed her warmly and shared Sarah's story. She explained her philosophy of compassionate care and the importance of treating everyone with dignity. The journalist was deeply moved by Julia's dedication and decided to feature her in the story. A few days later, the article was published, highlighting Julia's efforts and the positive impact she was making in Sarah's life. The story quickly gained traction, drawing attention from the local community and beyond. People were inspired by Julia's compassion and began to see the clinic in a new light. The article featuring Julia and Sarah created a ripple effect throughout the community. People began to recognize the importance of compassionate care, and many reached out to offer their support. Donations of food, clothing, and money poured into the clinic, specifically earmarked to help those in need. Inspired by Julia's example, a group of volunteers formed to assist Sarah and others like her. They organized food drives, arranged temporary housing, and offered job training programs. The community rallied together, demonstrating the power of kindness and empathy. Within the clinic, the atmosphere began to shift. Some of Julia's colleagues, initially skeptical, started to reconsider their attitudes. Witnessing the positive impact of Julia's actions and the community's response, they began to realize that helping those in need could coexist with maintaining the clinic's reputation. One morning, Julia walked into the break room to find a group of her colleagues gathered around a bulletin board. They were discussing the latest community outreach initiatives inspired by her work. Dr. Thompson, standing nearby, noticed Julia and approached her. "Julia," he began, his tone softer than usual, "I've been observing the changes around here. It's clear that your efforts have brought about something remarkable. The community's support has been overwhelming, and our clinic's reputation has only improved." Julia smiled, relieved and grateful. "Thank you, Dr. Thompson. I'm glad to see that we're making a difference together." Dr. Thompson nodded. "I've decided to allocate more resources to community outreach programs. Your work with Sarah has shown us the importance of compassion in healthcare. Keep up the good work." Buoyed by this newfound support, Julia continued to care for Sarah and other vulnerable patients with renewed vigor. The clinic began to implement new policies focused on inclusivity and compassionate care, ensuring that everyone who walked through their doors received the attention they deserved. Sarah, now significantly healthier, decided to use her own experience to give back. She began volunteering at the clinic, sharing her story with others and offering support to those in similar situations. Her transformation from a homeless woman to an advocate for the needy was a testament to the power of kindness and second chances. The clinic, once known primarily for its high-profile patients, became a beacon of hope in the community. More and more people came to seek care, knowing they would be treated with respect and empathy. Julia's colleagues, inspired by her unwavering dedication, started to follow her example. They took time to listen to their patients, to understand their struggles, and to provide holistic care. The clinic flourished, not just as a medical facility, but as a pillar of the community. As the months passed, Julia and Sarah developed a deep friendship. Sarah often expressed her gratitude, saying that Julia had saved her life in more ways than one. Julia, in turn, felt a profound sense of fulfillment knowing that she had made a lasting impact. One evening, during a community event at the clinic, Sarah took the stage to share her journey. She spoke about the challenges she had faced and the incredible support she had received from Julia and the community. Her speech was met with applause and admiration, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Julia watched with pride as Sarah spoke, her heart swelling with joy. She knew that this was just the beginning. Together, they had shown that with compassion and dedication, it was possible to create a better, more inclusive world. Following the success of the community event and the growing positive reputation of the clinic, Julia proposed a new initiative to Dr. Thompson. She envisioned a dedicated outreach program that would provide regular medical care, food, and shelter assistance to the homeless population in the city. Dr. Thompson, now fully supportive of Julia's vision, agreed to the idea. "Let's make it happen, Julia. Your passion has shown us what we can achieve when we focus on compassionate care. We'll allocate funds and resources to start this program." Julia was thrilled. She immediately began planning the details, enlisting the help of her colleagues and the new volunteers who had been inspired by her story. Together, they formed a team dedicated to reaching out to the city's most vulnerable residents. The program, named Compassionate Care, launched with much anticipation. The team organized regular clinics in areas with high homeless populations, offering free medical checkups, vaccinations, and basic health services. They also provided hot meals and connected people with local shelters and job training programs. On the first day of the outreach program, Julia and her team set up in a park known to be a gathering place for the homeless. As they unloaded supplies and set up tents, a crowd began to gather, curious about the new services being offered. Julia welcomed everyone with a warm smile and a kind word, making sure they felt comfortable and respected. She recognized many faces from her previous encounters, including Sarah, who was now a volunteer for the program. As the day progressed, the team saw dozens of patients. They treated minor injuries, offered hygiene supplies, and provided much-needed medical advice. Julia noticed the gratitude and relief in the eyes of those they helped, reaffirming her belief in the importance of this work. One of the people they helped was an elderly man named George, who had been living on the streets for years. He had a severe cough and was visibly weak. Julia sat with him, taking the time to understand his medical history and current condition. She discovered that George had a chronic illness that had gone untreated for far too long. "We're here to help you, George," Julia assured him. "We'll make sure you get the treatment you need." Julia arranged for George to be taken to the clinic for further examination and treatment. She coordinated with local shelters to find him a safe place to stay and ensured he received the necessary medications. As the day came to an end, Julia reflected on the impact they had made. The program was already proving to be a success, bringing much-needed care and hope to those who had been overlooked for so long. Back at the clinic, Dr. Thompson reviewed the day's results with Julia. The turnout was incredible, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. "You've truly made a difference, Julia. This program has the potential to change countless lives." Julia smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "It's just the beginning, Dr. Thompson. There's so much more we can do. Together, we can build a community where everyone receives the care and respect they deserve." As the Compassionate Care program continued to grow, it encountered several challenges. The sheer volume of people needing assistance often overwhelmed the team. Supplies ran low, and the volunteers were stretched thin. Julia knew they needed more resources and support to sustain the program's success. Determined to keep the momentum going, Julia reached out to local businesses, charities, and even city officials. She presented the program's mission and the tangible benefits it brought to the community. Her passion and dedication resonated with many, and soon, donations of money, supplies, and additional volunteers began to flow in. One notable supporter was Mr. Harrison, a local businessman who had read the article about Julia's work. Impressed by her dedication, he decided to fund a mobile clinic unit, allowing the team to reach even more people in remote areas. This new addition significantly expanded the program's reach, making it possible to provide care to those who couldn't come to the clinic. Despite these successes, not everyone was supportive. Some of Julia's colleagues remained skeptical, arguing that the resources could be better spent on paying patients. They feared that the focus on the homeless population would tarnish the clinic's reputation among their more affluent clientele. One day, during a staff meeting, Dr. Thompson addressed these concerns head-on. "I understand that some of you are worried about our clinic's image and resource allocation," he began. "But I believe that our commitment to compassionate care enhances our reputation. We're showing that we value every human life, regardless of their circumstances. This makes us a stronger and more respected institution." Julia appreciated Dr. Thompson's support, but she knew that changing minds and hearts would take time. She continued to lead by example, demonstrating the profound impact of their work through her actions and the success stories of those they helped. One such success story was Maria, a young woman who had been living on the streets after fleeing an abusive home. Maria had serious health issues and needed both medical and psychological support. Julia and her team provided comprehensive care, addressing her physical ailments while connecting her with counseling services. Over time, Maria's condition improved dramatically. She found a job through a local employment program and secured a place to live. Grateful for the help she received, Maria became an active volunteer, assisting others in similar situations and sharing her story to inspire hope. Maria's transformation had a ripple effect within the clinic. Her visible recovery and positive attitude began to change the perspectives of even the most skeptical staff members. They saw firsthand the difference compassionate care could make and started to support the program more enthusiastically. Julia's unwavering dedication and the growing support from the community and her colleagues made the Compassionate Care program a cornerstone of the clinic's mission. The program not only provided vital services to the homeless, but also fostered a culture of empathy and inclusivity within the clinic. As the months passed, the clinic became a model for other healthcare facilities. Julia was invited to speak at conferences and workshops, sharing her experiences and encouraging others to adopt similar approaches. Her story, and the stories of those she helped, served as powerful reminders of the impact that one person can have when they choose compassion over indifference. As Julia's efforts gained recognition, the Compassionate Care program attracted attention from beyond the local community. Healthcare professionals from neighboring towns visited the clinic to observe and learn from their approach. The program became a beacon of hope, inspiring others to start similar initiatives in their own communities. One such visitor was Dr. Linda Carter, a renowned public health expert. Impressed by what she saw, Dr. Carter invited Julia to present the program at a national healthcare conference. Julia accepted the invitation, eager to share her experiences and advocate for broader changes in the healthcare system. At the conference, Julia's presentation was met with widespread acclaim. She spoke passionately about the importance of compassionate care, emphasizing how addressing the needs of the most vulnerable can lead to healthier communities overall. Her message resonated with many attendees, sparking discussions about the role of empathy in medicine. Back at the clinic, the impact of Julia's work continued to grow. The mobile clinic unit, funded by Mr. Harrison, allowed them to reach even more people. They began to offer regular health fairs in underserved areas, providing free checkups, vaccinations, and health education. These events were well received, drawing large crowds and further strengthening the community's trust in the clinic. One memorable health fair was held in a neighborhood that had been particularly hard hit by economic downturns. The turnout was overwhelming, with families lining up to receive care. Julia and her team worked tirelessly throughout the day, ensuring that everyone was attended to. As the sun began to set, a middle-aged man approached Julia. His name was Robert, and he had been struggling with a chronic illness that left him unable to work. Robert expressed his gratitude, saying that the care he received at the health fair gave him hope and a renewed sense of purpose. "Thank you, Julia," Robert said, his voice filled with emotion. "You and your team have given me a chance to get back on my feet. I don't know how to repay you." Julia smiled warmly. "Seeing you healthy and hopeful is all the thanks we need, Robert. We're here to help, and together, we can build a stronger community." The success of the health fairs further solidified the clinic's reputation as a compassionate and inclusive healthcare provider. More volunteers joined the program, and local organizations began partnering with the clinic to expand their reach and resources. Julia's leadership and the tangible results of the Compassionate Care program started to change the culture within the clinic. Staff members who had once been skeptical now embraced the program's mission. They saw the positive impact on patients' lives and felt proud to be part of an organization that prioritized empathy and dignity. Dr. Thompson, witnessing the transformation, decided to formally integrate the Compassionate Care principles into the clinic's core values. He announced new training programs for all staff, focusing on empathetic communication and patient-centered care. Julia's journey from a mocked nurse to a respected leader was a testament to the power of compassion and resilience. She had faced numerous obstacles but remained unwavering in her commitment to helping those in need. Her story inspired others to believe that change was possible, even in the face of adversity. With the continued support of the community, the clinic thrived. Patients from all walks of life came through its doors, knowing they would be treated with respect and care. The Compassionate Care program had become more than just an initiative. It was a movement that was changing lives and setting new standards for healthcare. Julia's success with the Compassionate Care program brought her widespread recognition. She was featured in local news stories, invited to speak at various events, and even received several awards for her dedication to compassionate healthcare. Despite the accolades, Julia remained focused on her mission, always looking for ways to improve and expand the program. With the increased attention came new challenges. The growing demand for services put a strain on the clinic's resources, and Julia knew they needed more funding to continue their work. She began reaching out to larger organizations and potential donors, hoping to secure additional support. One such organization was the Anderson Foundation, known for funding community health initiatives. Julia prepared a comprehensive proposal, detailing the successes and impact of the Compassionate Care program. She emphasized the transformative stories of people like Sarah and Robert, illustrating how the program had changed lives. Julia was invited to present her proposal to the Foundation's board. The meeting was a pivotal moment for the program, and Julia felt the weight of its importance. She entered the boardroom with confidence, ready to make her case. "Good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today," Julia began, her voice steady. "The Compassionate Care program has shown that when we prioritize empathy and inclusivity in healthcare, we can achieve remarkable outcomes. Our work has not only improved individual lives, but has also strengthened our community as a whole." As Julia presented the data and shared personal stories, she could see the board members' interest growing. They asked thoughtful questions, impressed by the program's achievements and its potential for broader impact. After the presentation, the board members deliberated for what felt like an eternity to Julia. Finally, the chairperson, Mrs. Anderson, stood up and addressed Julia. "Julia, your passion and dedication are truly inspiring. The Anderson Foundation believes in the power of compassionate care, and we are pleased to inform you that we will fully fund your program for the next 3 years." Julia's heart soared with relief and gratitude. "Thank you so much, Mrs. Anderson. This support will make a significant difference in the lives of many people. We won't let you down." With the new funding secured, Julia and her team could expand the Compassionate Care program even further. They hired more staff, increased their outreach efforts, and invested in better equipment and supplies. The program's success continued to grow, touching more lives and setting a new standard for community healthcare. However, with growth came new challenges. The influx of patients meant longer hours and increased pressure on the staff. Julia knew it was essential to maintain the program's core values and prevent burnout among her team. She implemented wellness initiatives, providing support and resources to ensure that everyone on the team could continue their work effectively and compassionately. Julia also recognized the importance of involving the community in their efforts. She organized town hall meetings, inviting residents to share their experiences and suggestions for improving the program. These meetings fostered a sense of ownership and collaboration, making the community an integral part of the program's success. One evening, during a town hall meeting, an elderly woman named Margaret stood up to speak. Her voice was filled with gratitude as she shared her story. "I lost my home and my health, but Julia and her team gave me hope. They treated me with kindness and respect, and now I volunteer with them to help others. This program saved my life." Margaret's story resonated with everyone in the room, reinforcing the impact of the Compassionate Care program. Julia felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that their work was making a real difference. As the program continued to thrive, Julia remained committed to its mission. She understood that the journey was far from over, and there would always be new challenges to face. But with the support of her team, the community, and generous donors, she was confident that they could continue to provide compassionate care to those who needed it most. With the Anderson Foundation's funding, the Compassionate Care program reached new heights. The clinic was able to extend its services to neighboring towns, offering medical care, food, and support to even more people in need. The mobile clinic unit became a vital part of this expansion, allowing the team to bring their services directly to those who couldn't travel to the clinic. Julia's leadership and the program's success caught the attention of other healthcare organizations. She was invited to collaborate with local hospitals and health departments to create a network of support for the homeless and underserved populations. This collaboration ensured a more comprehensive approach to healthcare, addressing both immediate medical needs and long-term support. One of the key partnerships formed was with St. Mary's Hospital, a well-respected institution known for its community outreach efforts. Dr. Patel, the head of community health at St. Mary's, reached out to Julia to propose a joint initiative. "Julia, we've been following your work with the Compassionate Care program and are incredibly impressed," Dr. Patel said during their initial meeting. "We believe that by working together, we can have an even greater impact. Our hospital can provide specialized medical care, while your team can continue to offer the crucial outreach and support services." Julia agreed, seeing the potential benefits of such a partnership. Together, they launched a pilot program that combined the resources of the clinic and St. Mary's. The pilot program included regular health fairs, educational workshops, and coordinated care plans for patients who needed ongoing treatment. One of the first major events of the pilot program was a large-scale health fair held in a park that was a known gathering place for the homeless. The event drew hundreds of people, all seeking medical care and support. Julia and Dr. Patel worked side by side, ensuring that everyone received the attention they needed. During the health fair, Julia encountered a young man named Ethan. He had been living on the streets for several years and was suffering from untreated mental health issues. Julia listened to his story with empathy and arranged for him to see a psychiatrist from St. Mary's who was volunteering at the event. "Ethan, we're here to help you," Julia assured him. "We'll make sure you get the care you need." Ethan's case highlighted the importance of addressing mental health in addition to physical health. Julia and Dr. Patel discussed the need for integrating mental health services into their outreach efforts. They decided to include mental health professionals in their future health fairs and workshops, ensuring a holistic approach to care. The pilot program's success led to further expansion. Julia and her team, along with their partners at St. Mary's, organized monthly health fairs in various locations, reaching more people and providing consistent support. They also set up a referral system, ensuring that patients received continuous care even after the events. As the program grew, Julia faced new challenges in managing a larger team and coordinating with multiple organizations. She relied on her strong leadership skills and the support of her dedicated colleagues to navigate these complexities. Regular meetings and open communication became essential to maintaining the program's effectiveness and cohesion. Despite the logistical challenges, the impact of their work was undeniable. Patients who had once been neglected and overlooked were now receiving the care and respect they deserved. Stories of transformation and recovery became more common, reinforcing the importance of compassionate care. Julia also focused on mentorship, training new volunteers and healthcare professionals to carry on the program's mission. She understood that for the program to have a lasting impact, it needed a new generation of compassionate leaders. One of her ments, a young nurse named Emily, showed exceptional dedication and empathy. Julia saw herself in Emily and took her under her wing, teaching her the values and practices that had made the Compassionate Care program successful. "Emily, the most important thing is to always see the person behind the patient," Julia advised during one of their mentoring sessions. "Everyone has a story, and our job is to listen, understand, and provide the best care we can." Emily thrived under Julia's guidance, quickly becoming a trusted member of the team. Her enthusiasm and commitment inspired others, ensuring that the spirit of compassionate care would continue to flourish. As the program entered its third year, Julia reflected on how far they had come. The challenges had been immense, but the rewards were even greater. She felt a profound sense of fulfillment knowing that they were making a real difference in people's lives. Looking ahead, Julia remained determined to keep pushing the boundaries of what compassionate care could achieve. With the continued support of her team, the community, and their partners, she was confident that they could overcome any obstacle and continue to build a healthier, more inclusive world. The Compassionate Care Program's success continued to grow, catching the attention of national media. News outlets began covering their health fairs and community events, showcasing the transformative impact of their work. Julia found herself in the spotlight, receiving invitations to speak at conferences and participate in interviews. One day, Julia received a call from a producer at a well-known national talk show. They wanted her to appear on the show to discuss the Compassionate Care Program and its achievements. Julia agreed, seeing it as an opportunity to share their story and inspire others to adopt similar initiatives. On the day of the show, Julia was nervous but determined. She knew this was a chance to highlight the importance of compassionate healthcare on a larger stage. As she walked onto the set, she was greeted by the show's host, a charismatic and well-respected journalist. "Welcome, Julia. We are thrilled to have you here today," the host began. "Your work with the Compassionate Care Program has inspired many. Can you tell us how it all started?" Julia smiled and began recounting the journey, from the initial skepticism she faced to the overwhelming support and success they eventually achieved. She shared stories of patients whose lives had been changed by the program, emphasizing the power of empathy and community. "One story that stands out is Sarah's," Julia explained. "She was homeless and pregnant, and our program provided the support she needed to turn her life around. Today, she's a dedicated volunteer, helping others in need. Her transformation is a testament to the impact compassionate care can have." The audience was visibly moved by Julia's stories. The host continued, "It's incredible to hear about the positive changes your program has brought. What's next for compassionate care?" Julia took a deep breath. "We want to expand even further. Our goal is to establish similar programs in cities across the country, creating a network of compassionate care that can reach those who need it most. We're also focusing on integrating mental health services and addressing the root causes of homelessness." The segment ended with a standing ovation from the audience. Julia felt a sense of accomplishment and hope, knowing that their message had resonated with so many people. After the show aired, donations and offers of support poured in from across the country. Healthcare professionals reached out, eager to learn from Julia's model and implement it in their own communities. The national exposure provided a significant boost to the program's reach and resources. One notable offer came from a major philanthropic organization, the Hope Foundation. They proposed a partnership to fund the establishment of compassionate care programs in 10 major cities over the next 5 years. Julia was thrilled and immediately began planning the expansion. The partnership with the Hope Foundation brought new challenges and opportunities. Julia and her team traveled to different cities, training local healthcare workers and setting up new programs. Each city had its unique needs and obstacles, but the core principles of compassionate care remained the same. In Chicago, they partnered with local shelters and community centers to provide comprehensive healthcare services. In Los Angeles, they focused on mobile clinics to reach the vast homeless population. Each new program adapted to its environment, ensuring that they could effectively serve the community. Throughout this expansion, Julia maintained her commitment to mentorship. She trained new leaders, emphasizing the importance of empathy and patient-centered care. Her mentee, Emily, played a crucial role in the expansion, leading training sessions and inspiring new volunteers with her dedication. As the new programs launched, Julia kept in touch with the local leaders, offering support and guidance. She visited each city regularly, ensuring that the programs stayed true to their mission and addressing any challenges that arose. The impact of the Compassionate Care Network was profound. Thousands of people received medical care, support, and hope. The programs helped to reduce healthcare disparities, improve mental health outcomes, and foster a sense of community. Julia's vision of a nationwide network of compassionate care was becoming a reality. The success of the programs highlighted the importance of addressing social determinants of health and providing holistic care. The movement inspired other healthcare organizations to adopt similar models, further spreading the principles of empathy and inclusivity. As the years passed, Julia reflected on the incredible journey. The Compassionate Care program had grown from a small initiative in a single clinic to a national movement, changing countless lives. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that they had made a lasting impact. Julia continued to advocate for compassionate care, speaking at conferences, writing articles, and mentoring the next generation of healthcare leaders. Her story and the stories of those they helped served as powerful reminders of what could be achieved when healthcare was driven by compassion and community. With the expansion of the Compassionate Care program into new cities, Julia and her team faced the task of maintaining consistency and quality across all locations. To achieve this, they developed a standardized training curriculum and a set of guidelines based on their core principles. This ensured that every program, regardless of location, upheld the values of empathy, inclusivity, and comprehensive care. Julia organized regular conferences and workshops, bringing together leaders and staff from all the Compassionate Care programs. These gatherings served as opportunities for sharing experiences, discussing challenges, and developing new strategies to improve their services. They also reinforced the sense of community and shared purpose among the diverse teams. One of the key initiatives launched during this period was the Community Health Ambassadors program. This initiative aimed to involve local residents in the healthcare process, training them to provide basic health education and support within their communities. The ambassadors acted as a bridge between the clinic and the community, ensuring that the needs of the people were understood and addressed. Julia believed that empowering community members was essential for the sustainability of the programs. The ambassadors received training in first aid, chronic disease management, and mental health support. They also learned how to identify and refer individuals in need of more specialized care to the clinic. The impact of the community health ambassadors was immediate and profound. They increased the reach of the Compassionate Care program, helping to identify and address health issues early and promoting healthier lifestyles within their communities. The ambassadors also provided valuable feedback to the clinics, highlighting areas for improvement and suggesting new initiatives. In one city, an ambassador named Maria played a crucial role in supporting a family facing multiple health challenges. The mother, Elena, was struggling with diabetes and hypertension, while her teenage son, Alex, showed signs of depression. Maria visited the family regularly, providing education on managing chronic conditions and offering emotional support. Maria's involvement made a significant difference. Elena's health improved as she learned to manage her conditions better, and Alex began attending counseling sessions at the clinic. The family's overall well-being improved, demonstrating the effectiveness of the ambassador program. As the movement grew, Julia also focused on building partnerships with local governments and other organizations. These collaborations helped secure additional funding and resources, ensuring the long-term sustainability of the programs. They also facilitated the integration of compassionate care services into existing public health frameworks. One such partnership was with the City Health Department in New York. Together, they launched a comprehensive public health campaign aimed at addressing the social determinants of health. The campaign included initiatives to improve housing, education, and employment opportunities, recognizing that health is influenced by a wide range of factors. The partnership with the City Health Department also enabled the establishment of several satellite clinics in underserved neighborhoods. These clinics provided primary care, mental health services, and social support, creating a network of care that was accessible to all residents. Julia's role evolved into that of a strategic leader and advocate. She spent much of her time meeting with policymakers, attending conferences, and speaking to the media. Her goal was to influence healthcare policy and promote the principles of compassionate care at a national level. In Washington, D.C., Julia testified before a congressional committee on the importance of integrating social care into healthcare. Her testimony was based on the successes of the Compassionate Care program and the tangible benefits it brought to individuals and communities. Healthcare must go beyond treating symptoms, Julia emphasized. We need to address the root causes of health issues, which often lie in social and economic factors. By doing so, we can create a healthier and more equitable society. Her testimony resonated with many lawmakers, leading to increased support for policies that integrated social care into the healthcare system. Julia's advocacy efforts contributed to a broader shift in how healthcare was viewed and delivered in the United States. Despite her busy schedule, Julia remained connected to the clinics and the people they served. She made regular visits to different locations, meeting with staff and patients, and ensuring that the program stayed true to their mission. Her presence was a source of inspiration and motivation for everyone involved. Julia's commitment to compassionate care never wavered. She continued to mentor young healthcare professionals, encouraging them to lead with empathy and to view their work as a calling, not just a job. Her legacy was one of transformative change, built on the foundation of love and respect for every individual. As the compassionate care movement entered its next phase, Julia knew that the work was far from over. There were still many challenges to overcome and many lives to touch. But she also knew that with a dedicated team and a clear vision, they could continue to make a difference, one person at a time. Years passed, and the Compassionate Care program had firmly established itself as a beacon of hope and a model for healthcare across the nation. Julia, now regarded as a pioneer in compassionate healthcare, looked back on the journey with pride and gratitude. The programs had grown beyond her wildest dreams, touching countless lives and inspiring similar initiatives worldwide. As Julia approached retirement, she focused on ensuring that the principles and practices of the Compassionate Care program would continue to thrive. She established a formal mentorship program, pairing experienced leaders with new recruits to foster the next generation of compassionate caregivers. Julia also set up an endowment fund to provide ongoing financial support for the programs, securing their future. The Compassionate Care Annual Conference became a major event in the healthcare community, drawing professionals from around the world to share their experiences and learn from each other. Julia's keynote speeches were always a highlight, her words carrying the wisdom of years spent serving others. At one such conference, Julia announced her retirement. The room fell silent as she began to speak. "It's been an incredible journey, and I'm humbled by the impact we've made together," Julia said, her voice filled with emotion. "But this movement is bigger than any one person. It's about a collective commitment to care, empathy, and justice. As I step down, I leave you in the capable hands of those I've mentored, and I have full confidence that you will continue to carry this torch forward." Julia introduced Emily as her successor. Emily had grown into a remarkable leader, embodying the values that Julia held dear. The audience erupted in applause, recognizing the importance of continuity and the promise of a bright future under Emily's leadership. Emily took the stage, her face reflecting a mixture of excitement and responsibility. "Thank you, Julia, for your unwavering dedication and for paving the way for all of us," she began. "I am honored to continue this mission and to work alongside all of you to expand our reach and deepen our impact. Together, we will ensure that compassionate care remains at the heart of healthcare." Under Emily's leadership, the Compassionate Care program continued to flourish. She introduced new initiatives, such as telehealth services to reach remote areas and partnerships with tech companies to leverage data for better health outcomes. Emily's innovative approach and Julia's foundational principles created a powerful synergy, driving the program to new heights. Julia, now enjoying her well-deserved retirement, remained an active advocate for compassionate healthcare. She wrote a memoir detailing her journey, sharing lessons learned and stories of transformation. The book became a bestseller, further spreading the message of empathy and holistic care. In her personal life, Julia found joy in spending time with her family and engaging in community activities. She continued to mentor young professionals, offering guidance and support from her wealth of experience. Julia's presence at local clinics and community centers was a reminder of her enduring commitment to serving others. One day, while visiting a clinic, Julia encountered a young nurse who had just started working there. The nurse looked nervous but determined, reminding Julia of her younger self. "Excuse me, are you Julia, the founder of the Compassionate Care program?" the nurse asked, her eyes wide with admiration. "Yes, I am," Julia replied with a warm smile. "And you are?" "I'm Mia. I just started working here, and your story inspired me to pursue a career in healthcare. It's an honor to meet you." Julia felt a swell of pride and hope. "Thank you, Mia. I'm glad to hear that. Remember, the key to compassionate care is to always see the person behind the patient. You're not just treating an illness. You're caring for a human being with a story, dreams, and fears." Mia nodded, absorbing the wisdom in Julia's words. "I will, Julia. Thank you for paving the way." As Julia left the clinic, she reflected on the impact of her life's work. The movement she started had grown beyond her expectations, fueled by the collective effort of countless individuals dedicated to making a difference. She felt at peace, knowing that the legacy of compassionate care would continue to thrive and evolve. In the years that followed, the Compassionate Care program expanded globally, adapting its principles to different cultures and communities. The core values of empathy, inclusivity, and holistic care remained constant, guiding each new initiative and partnership. Julia's story became a symbol of what could be achieved through dedication, compassion, and a relentless pursuit of justice. Her legacy lived on in the lives of those she had touched and in the ongoing work of the Compassionate Care program. As the movement continued to grow, it served as a reminder that true healthcare transcends borders and boundaries. It is rooted in the simple yet profound act of caring for one another, ensuring that no one is left behind. Julia's journey had come full circle, leaving behind a world that was a little kinder, a little more compassionate, and infinitely more hopeful. Her life's work was a testament to the power of one person's vision to inspire change and create a lasting impact on countless lives. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you like the story. Also watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.